I do love that a few seconds into each broadcast I do, you can hear my phone pinging that Twitch has realised I'm online. Okay. While the video's live on Twitch, it's not listing stream health yet. Just give it a second for that to update. And then we'll get going. This is What Remains of Edith Finch. This is the second part. As I said yesterday, I played through the whole game just after Christmas in one sitting. Absolutely loved it. We're back now to just revisit everything. To just take a more exploratory view. It looks like we're live, so let's go. We just finished Barbara's story, so we're actually going to the basement because that's how we learnt how to get past that doorway. The music box hides a key.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Exactly. There is this staircase up, but we can't open it yet, I don't think.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night you left.
Just wanted to check that out. And you can see the repair job here for the fight that Barbara had. I'm impressed that they did such a sloppy repair job, considering their family is quite into making things. That's just a little load there. Oh. Let me turn that light off. It's there we go. It's better. Can we turn the light on? No. Okay. Here's the snooker table we came past. Here's where Sven had his accident.
Mom
cut
said
off
the basement was off limits.
most of his
unless I wanted
hand.
another tetanus shot.
Oh, here's where Edie has all her. Wow, she really was expecting an extended family to die, huh? That's morbid. Oh, and parts of the dragon slide he was building that killed him.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Well, we know that is for.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Was it Winston? The boy that hid under the bed for Barbara?
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Okay, and it's wedged open with a tin. It's dark. Oh, okay.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
Walter, sorry, not Winston, my bad.
She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
It turns out he's the mole man. This is a lot of food.
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Okay, toilet. Okay, model train set, that's cool. Walter. I think this is the saddest story of the lot, really. little exercise machine like Lost. And a radio. And herbs and spices. So 53.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Okay, that's 8 years since. Exact same situation. Nope.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can.
Can we open it? Nope. And of course that blocks our way. Got it. Anything else? I love these postcards they've got in here. Thailand, India, France. Working on the same train set. I guess that's not changed since we died. Okay, so this is apparently further storage. Red farm. Is that tomato?
I know it's out there somewhere.
No. Oh, ketchup. Okay, that's a lot of ketchup. See, those bags were outside the front door. The brown rice. At least I'm pretty sure they were.
Whatever killed Barbara and Molly.
Nice lot of peanut butter. Sweetie crisps.
And Calvin.
Well, Calvin kind of killed himself, though, didn't he? I mean, well, he was swinging on a swing and got caught up.
Maybe this is all a mistake.
So were we expecting to
But I
break
need
out
to
this
stop
way?
living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
This is why I thought this was a
I don't mind
sad-
if I only have a year left,
sad story. A year?
or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day.
Oh,
I can already imagine the sun on my face.
breaks out and
Walter died
gets
when I was 6.
killed straight away.
I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
And also, obviously,
I'm
he
sure my mom
breaks
was
out
trying to protect me.
because of a lack of rumbling, and then a week later, it returns. That's kind of sick that he was building trains and a train obviously killed him. Excuse the cough.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house...
What else didn't you tell you
I can only imagine
about?
what else she was hiding.
Mm-hmm. So, when did we say
I don't
we
want
were?
to make the same mistakes she made.
2016. So, 11 years since he died.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
There you go. His little... Oh, they're kind of cute. His resting place. That's a good sight. Do you not think? Look at that. Gosh. So I have to wonder why there's furniture in these trees. Is that from
I don't know
the
if I should even be writing this.
wedding/funeral? Well, at least she's...
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Wow, that's dark, Edith. I was going to say, I wonder if she's writing all this down in the journal that
But
she
I
had
thought you
with
should
her.
know about your family.
So now we know she's writing for someone. You can see the Oleg's house out in the lake.
History you're a part of.
Okay, so it's a relation. Sorry, I'm narrating it like I know nothing. I know full well who she's talking to, but I think it's
But to be
better if
honest, I feel as lost
we
as you
discover it again
probably do
together.
right now.
I love the way the water's coming in. The tide's quite low.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Is there anything here? It is a little dark, but I already tweaked the brightness up, so I don't think I can do anything. Oh, there's a fire. I'll just avoid staring at dark areas. I do wonder why they've got a native totem pole. It's a bit well, suspicious. So these are motion activated, as well as solar panel powered. There's the tree that Molly climbed in.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible.
Guess we can go there next. Is this brown rice? No, that's Gary's potting mix. Nice. Nice, nice.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Well, they like building things, so I can't fault them.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Ah. I like the little cat negative space cut out there with the whiskers. Daisy, Lucy. So which were hers? Well, none of those. Stasi? God, that's an interesting name. Well, none of these, clearly. So why don't they have the markers, the ones that she was on about? What is that sign? I guess that's for the frog that... No, yeah, why don't her animals have signs? Because all of those are...
Sven built the house, but it was
Before
Edie
her.
who designed the cemetery.
Guess she knew. So she was 10. That's 11. That's a reasonable amount. They did well, frankly. So did Walter. I think Barbara's the most upsetting because it's just
I'm sure
monsters.
Odin's monument
Really?
had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
I mean, she lives surrounded by all her dead family, and that's obviously Sven and Edie, I guess. And that's Oleg.
She could see it
yes.
poking out of the water at low tide.
Yep. Now watch this.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Can I? No, okay.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Wow, Gregory was 1. So that's Sam was 33. So where's Clinton's? Is it down here? Is it because he died earlier? There's Milton. There's our unfinished one guy. Sanjay. Oh, that's
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
And that's her.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
This is obviously our dad, I guess. I like the crown. She'll find out about that later.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
I think you probably should have left it a bit longer, Edith. Really.
But looking back on it now, If she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Okay. So now we know we're pregnant, and clearly the journal entries are for our child. I honestly would have suggested she left it till after the baby had been born.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Oh, that's a little homemade bird nest / feeders. And a barbecue.
They were both pretty intense.
Okay, this is one of the most inventive story
Instead of
modes.
hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
That is a really cute stuffed animal. I know obviously it's kind of gross to some people. Airline ticket. K. Finch. Okay. Everything's in quite blue tones in here. I wonder if that's because he
Sam spent his
photographs.
life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Cigar box. I guess that's the radio. Yep. That, I guess, is our way out of here. But for now, we have a story.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Oh, okay.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up.
Still freezing, though.
Oh, a bird.
Aw.
The idea here is you have to get the photo that obviously was taken by her. I have to assume it wants me to take a picture of these birds again. No, okay. Not that. What is that in the corner of my... Okay, definitely not the birds. But, no. You can find. No. Oh.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Oh.
Hold still.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
Nothing
I
quite
forgot
like
about
being
him. That's
outside.
neat.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
To tell you the truth.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
This is really...
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's... I don't think you can expect that, frankly. I mean, obviously all these stories are about death, but... to be taking you through things and you think, well, he's just going over there to pose for a shot, and that's it. That's the end of that story. MREs. Have to wonder if
After Sam
Milton was
died,
eating those.
My mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Finch Control. That's name. Right, so Gregory's the child that died at 1 year old. Oh, this is their story. Divorce contract. Sam.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Sorry, just opening a non-alcoholic beer.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Okay, so...
Hand over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvary. lost in his imagination. I know how silly it sounds. But I worry about a baby being too happy. But I can feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night. I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Look, they were all like, look what's here.
I'm sure he's happy. He'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Values worth having. And that is just an army thing. Is there a name on that? Yes, Dawn. Okay. And that's Gus. The way they tell stories by just the mere basics of this one's obviously still a cop. This one is a completely torn down whatever. This is Gus, who obviously bit of a rebel,
I can't imagine
maybe.
my mom ever writing poetry, and yet
So he was what? 13.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Wow. To have that confidence. Oh, I guess I need to spin them around?
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
We are quite the brat.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Oh, more letters down here.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
I wish... Wait. Are we missing some words? Because I saw that I wish that.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
I'm truly surprised that Edith is the one that did this and not her mum. Just the whole what the hell's wrong with my family sort of thing. Oh, is there a kite up there? There is. Okay. What's with the speaker system? I guess that's so their dad can talk to them. Can't go that way. Sweet trash. Yeesh. That sounds like a lot of work.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
So that's why the bed's clear. She
At the
moved
time,
it up,
it was as far away as she could get.
I mean, it's more of a mezzanine than a loft, isn't it? Yeah, because it's a half roof.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
I do think Dawn should have told Edith about.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
About her dad. Well, that's cool. I like the stylized Tibetan style Latin alphabet there. Oh, okay.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
That looks a little precarious. So, well, I guess you can actually... Now that we know Edith is pregnant, it makes sense. You can see her belly from this angle. Beforehand, it just wasn't something to
When my
think
dad
about.
died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Dawn. I do like this. Edith Milton Lewis. Where's the rosemary?
And to see kids in the house again.
Those are very cool. Those are like curry leaves? Or something. Or maybe they're not even edible herbs or something.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Assume nothing. So this is where we sat. Got our family stuff. Lewis rolls, nice. Nice.
But it didn't last.
Can I pull that down? No. Great job. I like the little bird there. Odin, so that's oh dear. I said Oleg earlier, didn't I? I meant Odin. Oops. I must have said that like 3 times.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
That's pretty neat though, look at it. Now you should recognise that.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Were they finished though? Okay, can't go that way. That's cool. I can tell you that that staircase is very familiar, considering. God, I love those little sort of papercraft style models. Okay, so I can go back out that way, or I can go up here.
Milton Finch and the magic paintbrush.
That's meta. Looking at someone else looking at a flipbook. Well, there you go. That's who we left.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
God, look at that. I mean, creatively, that absolute bonkers and awesome at the same time. Can I stand? I'm trying to get more context for. I mean, look at. Kind of surprised that if a child went missing, they wouldn't call in child services to wonder what the hell happened.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
I guess we can't interact with that doorway, no.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Okay, definitely the dead end. So obviously now that we're turned around, you can see there's a staircase up. So we're going to go that way. And that's very well done. Considering we come straight out and you're looking right at that thing.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Bet you she feels bad for that.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis. Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Basically weed and gaming and hookers, sorry.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games
Wonderland
together, but he was
Turbo.
surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Nice. Did these tapes have anything cool? Dawn poetry recital. Wow. That's interesting. That's I mean that's an exercise ball sort of thing. Let's say trust me. Random thought, but I miss Justine. That's cool that the CDs, I guess they had to load the texture because they weren't... I don't know, I guess it's just a case of... That is weird. How? Is that just because it's a screen space thing? Huh. That is a very interesting effect that they're doing there. Anyhow, gosh, such a gamer keyboard, look at that. Yeah. Look, all the F keys. Wait, that G on top of F1. That's a crazy keyboard, honestly. I love how psychedelic and bright those are. Right, let's have a look at his story. This along with Sam.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Right, so I said Sam's
He kept working.
Sam's story was really interesting and well thought out.
But he
This
withdrew
is
part of
as well.
himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it.
Now, with my right
He
hand,
said he started
I am
small,
cutting fish. With my left hand, I
imagining a
am
labyrinth.
navigating whatever this is.
He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
Okay, that's water. Okay, I have to go down that gap.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
And you can see that now we've
took it
got
very
Fish
seriously.
Doorways.
I had hoped he'd find himself.
Whoop.
But he found something more. I worried
Now
about
it
him
goes to 3D.
then, daydreaming at the cannery.
Oh,
I spoke with his
it
boss.
is a taxing
But he said
mental
Lewis had become a
problem
model employee.
trying to
Methodical, tireless, focused.
do two things at once.
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed
Naughty.
very promising at first.
Where's my fish?
He told me he
Thank
made
you.
a new friend.
Hey, doggo.
On the edge of a city named Lewis Topia.
Ah, yeah,
He built
Lewis
the city
Topia.
up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery,
I know the feeling.
but his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he
Excuse
could
the
do
noise.
whatever he wished.
That's Unreal Engine going live on Twitch. They are giving
He
their
held an
GDC talk
election
at the
for
moment.
mayor. And he won.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. That's a Mario
They begged
reference
him
if
to
ever
stay,
saw one.
but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
Now this is even neater because not only are we navigating with the ship, we can
New
make
Lewis.
choices. New Lewis, not I yet. Oh. Apparently I'm meant to be navigating with a boat.
He started drifting away from our reality.
There's a branching path up ahead, which we'll show you. Very neat.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
That is a really bad pun. Bad
Even
Lewis.
as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
But we're a good worker. What are you on about?
In Lewisburg, he heard rumours of a
Let's go for a beautiful prince.
beautiful prince.
Oh wow, look at that. Look at that lovely beard. Wow, and we're cutting up the sparkly ocean.
The prince was on his own quest for
Let's go for happiness.
radiant rainbows.
Oh, missed that one. Oh. We've not yet got a rainbow, sorry. There we go. Oh, can we? There we go.
He followed the sound
Shite.
of his
Let's go for a sitar. That'd be cool.
electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
And now...
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Oh, 3 fish? Gosh.
But he was so proud of having created it.
Fish, get on my way. There you
In
go.
his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Dictator for life, eh?
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
And that is some blood. Okay, so we're done being the king for a while, apparently. Oh, wow, he had a... Is that a 2DS? What do they call them?
He began to forget the world we know.
Wow, it's like the Thames in here.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Sorry, that's a Brexit joke, I should stop that. So who are we? Oh, we're actually us as the king at the moment.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
How you doing?
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Not one
Palace
Lewis
would be
or...
packed with his companions.
Oh yeah. Look at these happy people.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. His prince waited, holding his crown.
Oh yeah. It's a bit chubby than I would like, but you know, we'll take it.
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Oh yeah. The crown is coming.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
So, she was 11. Well, he was 11 when she was born. Okay.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
A Finch, yeah. Yeah. It would be very nice not to be British.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
Oh.
But I understand why we left.
Me too. I don't know why you returned, Edith, frankly. Oh, excuse me. Oh, gosh. I guess she learnt to homeschool with her children. Nope.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Everything? I wonder why. I mean, obviously the memories are awful. Is there anything down here to interact with? Definitely not. Okay, let's go on. Come on.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Oh, it's a little bird out of the window. Little origami thing.
But it had to end one way or another.
I do like stars.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Oh, I like that. I mean, it looks like nonsense words, but that's a cool projection. And I love the coat hangers hanging up there. Sorry, I'm taking the odd screenshot because I didn't get much chance to the first time round.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Well, at least we got a present, apparently.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
That explains
When
why
my
there are
mom said
candles
the
everywhere.
library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
Is it not a package for me? Okay.
Or that Edie had a key to it.
Basically, Edie's opened this for us. To learn about the family, I guess.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories.
I don't think stories can kill people.
I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Wow.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Wow. And
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. No,
it's only going to be for a little
I've
while
seen
though.
that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When
Okay,
the
so-
fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Oh. Well, that's a worry.
I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
I'm in control now of
We
the
both
arm.
tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
Now this, look at that.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
What happened to Edie?
The rest happened pretty quickly. She got
wow.
better for a while, And then she didn't.
Is this why I returned? Our mum just died.
And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
But you were pregnant already, weren't you?
Until I found out about you.
But that
I'm
was
still not sure what to tell you about all this.
October 2016.
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
So, her mum died, she realised she's pregnant, and she died in childbirth after revisiting the house? I mean, such a good idea, concept, game, narrative, everything. I just absolutely love it. Gosh, I wish I had an interesting photo of me when I was a young child. I think possibly the most interesting thing is when I was... when would it have been? I must have been like 6 or 7, and my uncle's got a digital video recorder in my nan's garden. And I'm asking him questions about this video recorder. And this is like late 80s. And obviously I'm already turning into such a nerd. It's probably the earliest video of me, or motion picture, or whatever you want to call it. Such a neat idea for credits, just panning through the stages of the house and the bits and bobs they've put in it. That is a scary baby photo on the left, Melissa. I hope you're not evil. Oh yeah, Geneva Chen from that game company. Trick or treat, smile my feet. Some good tape names. Ah, I love that game. Select Edith to play from the beginning. I'm kind of surprised now that we're at the menu that it doesn't update her date to have 2017 up there. What I didn't realise, well, right at the start, we're holding the diary and we've got a broken hand. I guess that's her child. And I didn't twig, obviously, that as soon as you go to the house, it's then Edith. And then once you finish Edie's tale there, you then find out. I would have loved to know Edith's child's name. That would be nice. I mean, he, I assume it was, could have penciled himself in. Yeah, thanks for watching. That's the entirety of What Remains of Edith Finch. I really hope you appreciated it as much as I do. And yeah, thanks for watching.